Okay, so let's just talk about um we're gonna create our own min function. Before we create our own min function, what I want to do is talk about for loops for a minute. And I'm going to cover this in another course, just strictly about for loops, because there's a lot of things about for loops and ways you can set up for loops that people don't really talk about when they teach them, especially with regard to um, coding challenges, right? So I'm going to give you an example. There is a way to loop. If you want to address a situation where you're getting your highest or your lowest character, um, there is a way that you go about doing that um, using a for loop, and you don't have to use a higher order function, the min or the max higher order function. So let's talk about that, right? Let's say, for example, I have a group of integers, right? Let equal 22, 3, 45, 6, 23, 82, 0. Okay. Now, of course, you got to remember that you're dealing with um you're dealing with loops, right? So what I want to do, always think of this. Var, just say we want to find the minimum, right? And I think it'd be good if you guys kind of memorize this. Value type is int, right? This is the minimum. So you're gonna find this number, or is this number actually, right? And it's gonna populate this, and you're gonna do it this way. For item in nums. Jesus Christ, I hate when it does that. Nums, item in nums. What I'm going to do is say if let L min, if let L min equal min, meaning if that has a value, then we're going to do this. Else, we're going to do this, right? And in both of these cases, min equals item. Okay, min equals item here, right? But we're going to say if item is less than L min, right? Right? Uh, item equals min, right? That's what we're going to say. Right? And if there is no min, item equals min. Otherwise, min just stays what it was. Right? So until this item is less than min, is it's going to be what it was. And this, maybe it doesn't make sense to you, but you look at min right now, it is the lowest number in there, which is 0. Right? You switch it if item is greater than L min, and it becomes the highest, 82. Even if that logic doesn't make sense, you need to memorize it, okay? Because this is the logic. This logic right here, finding the lowest and the highest in the series, you're going to use similar logic to it all the time. You're going to use it. You're going to come back to this. Promise you. You'll see variations of it. So for now, let's do this. We can say, of course, we know that, let's go ahead and make an extension of collection where iterator dot elements equals, well, it's not equal to nothing. It's just comparable. Iterator dot element is of type comparable. And no, I'm going to do a video where we discuss this. So I don't expect you to understand it, and I haven't explained it yet. Take my word for it. There's a lot going on here, and you need to, learn this one piece at a time, not in one big chunk. Because the min iterator dot elements, it can be optional, right? And so now we can return, we're doing this the easy way now, right? Higher order function, right? Array self dot sorted, and of course now we get first, and if there's nothing there, then it's nil. And so now say nums dot custom min. Of course, we know this is 0, right? So now let's go ahead and create a function called custom min 2. Or custom min 1. Right, and we're saying iterator dot element. Of course, we can also do this where we make the where iterator dot element equals integer, right? And just use integers. We can do that as well. So let's see, return. So let's see, let's go ahead and we want to make sure the count is greater than 1. Let's make sure the count is greater than 1, and guard self dot count that contains count greater than 1, else return nil. Not, oh my god, did I say milk? I hate that word now. And of course, with iterator dot elements, I'm just gonna say nil for now. And we're gonna say var min is of type iterator dot element optional Okay, and now we're doing this again for item in uh self, right? If let L min equals min. Okay, and then of course this is else min equals item, right? And then we also say if index, no, item is less than L min, right? If item is less than L min, then min equals item. Okay, and I should say min here in my right. So custom min 1 should be the same thing. It should be 0. Right. And if I remove this 0, let's see what it is now. 3, which is correct. So again, I'm going to go through this in its own course. Just deals with for loops, and you're gonna learn how to manipulate values using for loops, not just the basic. And we're also gonna work with dictionaries, in order to use it to get the count of characters in an array or particular array, and then work with those counts. So, all right, on to the next.